Hi guys, and thank you for clicking on my video. So today's video is going to be about how to elevate your household and make your home just feel so much more expensive than it actually is. If you're new to my channel or just visiting, please subscribe and click the little bell down below just to see more videos about different content I make about lifestyle and beauty and fashion. So the first thing I want to talk about is that I think every home should have a signature fragrance. So whether this be something you cook often, maybe like a vanilla scent from all the baking you do, or a candle that's just your favorite candle to burn. I love candles, but I have switched over to using like home fragrances and perfumes. This is from Diptyque. This is their number 3 signature fragrance. And I just love that not only is this made in France, but it just is like a perfume for the home. Like it smells so good. I almost even want to spray it on my skin. Another thing I've heard people do is just use whatever leftover perfume they have, and maybe it's not their favorite anymore, but to use that inside their home. It kind of just reminds me of like back in the day shopping at Abercrombie and Fitch, which I know we all did many years ago. My sister actually worked there, and she would tell me that her job was every 15 minutes to spray the entire store with the perfume. So it just would in turn make clients just think of this particular establishment with this fragrance. And anytime you smell something, anything remotely like it, you almost think, oh my God, that's Abercrombie and Fitch. So I just love when my home smells like not trash, not anything gross, but like a nice, delicious fragrance. And I highly recommend kind of figuring out what you want your home to smell like, to when you are cooking, open up all the windows, all the doors to air out your home. Even if it's a cold, rainy day, air out your home as much as you can, because dust and pollution builds up over time. And you just need to let the fresh air in. And when you need to mask it. But I just recommend using a fragrance, having a signature smell, and it really just brings like a beautiful like aroma. And like if anyone visits your home, they just will, like, that's the first thing they'll mention. Oh my God, your house smells so good. The second thing I would like to mention is having all matching sheets, towels, linens, uh, whatever you use that's some sort of textile in your house. Have matching versions of it. I just think it simplifies your life if all your bedding is just one color. We have all white sheets, and it just makes it so easy that I'm not constantly trying to find where are those pillowcases to that flat sheet, to that fitted sheet. And it just is so much easier to clean. OxyClean everything, or I use a bleach alternative whenever there's staining. Um, our towels are all white. I mean, this is not sponsored by any means, but we've been using the Frontgate towels for quite some time. And I just find that having like a beautiful white fluffy towel is so luxurious. And like when you get out of the shower, you just feel like you're in a hotel. You feel like you're living, like this glamorous life. And it's just so much easier to clean. If your products contain like salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide, that tends to lighten a colored towel. It won't do that to white. You don't have to worry about staining or bleaching your own towels because you want them to be bleached. The third thing I want to talk about is just cleaning all the nitty gritty bits of your home. And I think that a lot of people kind of overlook this step, but I've noticed that like even when I go to an establishment that, let's say, the Elizabeth Arden Spa in New York, the one thing that just struck out to me was that they had these beautiful red little flowers, fake flowers in the spa in the women's locker area, but the red bled on the wall. And that just drove me crazy, like thinking, oh gosh, if they didn't like clean that off, like how clean is the rest of the spa? So I just want to say that cleanliness really is so important. If you can clean your baseboards with a microfiber cloth, if you can use a magic eraser, all these tiny little details just make your home feel so much cleaner, so much better. If you do it on a regular basis, your home is clean, and you're not embarrassed if people come over because you're maintaining your home. So I think it's just very important to focus on all, the tiny little details of your home. And I just think it looks so much more expensive, when you have a clean home head to toe than, filling it with a bunch of expensive things. The fourth thing I want to talk about is just to declutter your home. And I think this is a challenge, and I know there's a lot of people using different methods to do this right now, like the Marie Kondo and, being like playing around with minimalism. And I just think it's so, so important to really declutter your home. Try to keep surfaces clean and make this a habit. I go with the one in, one out rule. Whenever I buy something like a new sweater, I will go through all my sweaters and just make sure, is there any sweaters I can get rid of right now? Because the more pieces that come into my life, the harder it gets. And it's so easy to just, like, more attracts more. So when you are on a constant rotation of stuff and you're constantly like letting things go, it just makes your life easier, and you don't have to do these giant decluttering sprees. Everything becomes so much more streamlined that, like, I'm in the habit right now where I have like an outgoing bag constantly, and I just even dropped something off to Goodwill, but I'm constantly like, evaluating everything in my home. Like, do I need this? Like, do I know what I have? Can I find what I need easily? Like, where are these specific batteries when I do need them? So I think it's just super, super important to really know everything you have. It takes time to do. You might not have the time right now, but just focus on one segment of your home as you can and clear off as many surfaces as you can, because you never know when you're going to have a surprise visitor. And I hate that feeling of, oh my God, people are coming over and I just don't know if my home is 100% clean. So I think it's just something you have to really evaluate on a daily basis. And the last thing I want to talk about is really evaluating what you have and editing it down. So I have stopped shopping for housewares and decor pieces at like Marshall's, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, all those discount stores, even the dollar store. I know there's so many amazing things you can find out there, but I just find in the long run, I don't value that piece as much as I do something that's just so beautiful and was gifted to me. Like, that's much higher end. And I just find that they kind of look a little cheesy, those decorations. Like the wooden, little boxes that say a cute little quote. I think they're so cute, but I just think, like, how many can you really have? And like, how many shelves, how many places in your home do you have to display those? And do you really want to put a nail on your wall just to hang one of those up? I know I've given a lot of those away to Goodwill, and I don't want any more in my life. And I just think, they don't look that nice. I think it's almost better to have nothing there and than to have something like that. I also am very weary about pieces of art that either say Chanel on it, or it's like a pair of Valentino shoes, or, I mean, Z Galleria kind of does this. I've seen some of this at Bed Bath & Beyond. I just think that like this manufactured art looks very cheap, very cheesy, even if it's like a quality replica. Anyone who's in the art world or has studied art or just knows anything about art knows that, it doesn't come on a printed canvas like this. That's just stapled on the, I mean, I just don't like the quality of these pieces of art. And I think like a good rule of thumb is don't hang anything on your wall unless you are willing to pay the price to have it professionally framed, then do so. But really edit what you're putting on your walls, the decor you're putting on your shelves, and pare those things down. I think less is more when it comes to decor, and I think just it's very easy to come across as being cheap and having these, works of art. So I hope you guys take these tips lightly. I think it's just fun to play around with these things and, be able to feel confident about your home and, know what you have, know how to clean it properly. And, if you're not willing to have something cleaned, you should really evaluate that in your life. Like we have had several rugs in our house that, I had bought very inexpensively on Amazon, and when it came time to clean, I just didn't want to spend the same amount of money on having something clean as I paid for buying the thing or replacing the thing. So I think it's just important to know, and invest your money towards higher quality pieces that you will want to maintain and that you will want to love and cherish and like think about passing on to future generations. So I just think that's so important. And really evaluate what you're buying and hanging on your walls. Like, do you want this cheap piece of art, or do you want, something maybe a friend or you made that took, months to create or paint? So, yeah, thanks guys for watching my video. I hope you guys love these tips. For more tips like this, please subscribe down below. Thanks.